At Advancedly, we believe money is a tool that can and should be used for good. This is Tigoni, where it all started.
We've always believed that Kenya and Africa at large has the potential to become self-sufficient in terms of food production. This is why after a couple of years overseas, we moved back to start Tigoni Grown to contribute our quota to the push from consumption to production. Many industries across Africa are tackling the issue of fragmented supply chain, and the food sector is no different. If you speak to a restaurant owner or manager, for example, you discover they can often have 30 different suppliers for 30 different products, which of course would mean 30 different payments going out every month, often for food whose exact origin cannot be traced. And it's the same for other organizations who deal with food as well, such as hospitals, schools, etc. Then there are farmers whose only goal is really just to sell. They don't want to deal with brokers and middlemen because this often means they are getting their short end of the stick. They really want to deal with people who take their products and pay their money's worth for a job well done. So there's a huge gap between farms and the end consumers, and this is the gap that Tigoni is trying to bridge. Our first big opportunity came when an international chain was looking to expand to the Kenyan market. We approached them as suppliers of fresh produce, and they were open to the idea of working with us. So we marshaled some resources and some farm land in the region of Kenya called Tigoni, hence the name Tigoni Grown, and we started growing tomatoes. Research had informed us that people weren't growing cherry tomatoes because they didn't see a market for it. This brand, on the other hand, was saying they would never seem to find cherry tomatoes, so we took advantage of that opportunity to start growing cherry tomatoes and the regular tomatoes with seeds imported from US. On our first trial, we lost about 4 greenhouses of tomatoes because we cultivated them in the wrong season. After that experience, we went back to the drawing board, identified what went wrong, and tried again. This time, we were successful, and we started delivering tomatoes and cherry tomatoes to their supermarkets. As our partnership with them grew, we were able to identify more of their needs and began to produce in that line to supply. And as they grew and opened more stores, we became a major supplier for them. At some point, we were doing up to 2 deliveries a week of large volumes of products, but we noticed that they ended up having to throw a lot away. So we approached them again and suggested a supply solution, whereby we would deliver smaller, more manageable quantities to them daily to reduce waste. They agreed, and we again marshaled resources to build cold storage facilities at the farm and acquired refrigerated trucks to meet up with the demands of daily delivery. This created a symbiotic relationship between us and them. We had provided them with the supply chain solution they were looking for, and their trust in us increased as well as their orders. We grew alongside them, and today at least 55% of produce across their stores in Kenya is supplied by Tigoni Grown. We are now replicating the same supply chain solution in our partnerships with some restaurant chains across Kenya in the hopes that we can experience some more co-growth. One of the major hurdles we encounter in business is limited access to working capital, which hinders our ability to adequately meet up with the ever-growing demand for our services. As a company operating in the agricultural sector, timely production and efficient distribution are extremely important to our success. Capital enables us to scale up production and distribution by investing in modern farming equipment, high-quality seeds, and adequate storage distribution facilities, to name a few. It also enables us to expand operations and reach wider markets. This is where Advancedly comes in. Advancedly understands what it is like to operate in the African market with all of its peculiarities. They are willing to provide support to the very bottom of the pyramid, understanding that creditworthiness looks different in the informal sector. With Advancedly, we are able to scale our operations and provide support to our suppliers, the farmers, to scale as well.
At Advancedly, we believe that money is a force that can and should be used for good. This belief guides our partnerships, driving us to invest in businesses that beyond profits are working to build a better future for Africa. Food is a fundamental human right and a key driver of sustainable development. Affordable and nutritious food serves as a cornerstone for human well-being. empowering individuals to thrive and contribute positively to their communities. Access to affordable food is also critical to economic development and poverty reduction. When people have access to affordable food, they are better equipped to participate in economic activities, pursue education and skills trainings, and engage in productive employment, leading to an increase in economic productivity. Investing in food security has a positive ripple effect across sectors, stimulating local economies and fostering economic resilience. Our partnership with Tigoni Grown is demonstrative of our commitment to do well by doing good. By investing in ventures like this, we contribute our quota to reducing social and economic inequalities and ensuring economies of scale. One thing that we find particularly heartwarming about our partnership with Tigoni Grown is the remarkable progress they've experienced in such a short time. Having been to their first ever farm at Tigoni and now this amazing facility, we are proud of their journey so far and are excited to remain progress partners with them on their growth journey.
Today, the average family in Africa spends about 70% of their income on food, as opposed to developed countries where the figure is greatly reduced to 10 to 15%. We are building a world where it costs significantly less to produce and access food, thereby leaving people with enough discretionary income to invest in human capital developments and other essential expenses, such as education. By embracing and harnessing technology to optimize our operations, we are able to collect, analyze, and interpret agricultural trends and statistics in real time, empowering us to make informed decisions, identify potential risks and opportunities, and proactively adapt to changing market conditions. We envision a world where Tigoni Grown is the bridge between farmers and consumers, efficiently bridging the gap between the demand and supply of fresh produce, not only across Kenya, but across Africa.